Three main differences between British and American English. Are you thinking about heading to either the UK or the US, and you're looking to sound either a wee more British or a little more North American? Here are three things you can do in either of these countries to spice up your accent and sound more like a local. 1. You guys is more from the United Kingdom. Y'all is more from the United States. In English, you in the singular is the same as in the plural, so we can use words like guys and all to make the plural, but you can still just use you, it's just more formal. So when it comes to the Brits, or in most English-speaking countries, we tend to use you guys, which is more informal than just you. For instance,
You guys are the nicest people ever. Do you guys have any idea where to go?
more formal.
You are the nicest people ever. Do you have any idea where to go?
On the other side of the sea, in the good old USA, and more specifically in the southern United States, the people there tend to make use of y'all when using the plural you.
Y'all are the nicest people ever. Do y'all have any idea where to go?
This use of y'all is primarily in the southern part of the United States. However, you could also hear people using you guys. 2. Have is more from the United Kingdom. Have got is more from the United States. In the US, it's more common to use have plus got when you want to express possession. For instance,
Our buddies have got a cool car. You've got a good book.
whereas in the UK, people tend to just use have.
Our buddies have a cool car. You have a good book.
While we are on this topic, when it comes to asking questions and making negatives about possession or things you own, there are three ways of doing this. 1. To do plus subject plus normal verb is more British.
Do you have a nephew? I do not have a nephew.
2. To have plus subject plus got is more American.
Have you got a nephew? I haven't got a nephew.
3. To have plus subject is more British and less common.
Have you a nephew? I haven't a nephew.
Remember, we use the verb to have to talk about possession. In this case, nephew is the person being possessed. But he's not actually possessed, though. Everything said, we live in an increasingly globalized world, and don't be surprised if you find both forms, not just in the USA. 3. To pronounce or not to pronounce the R. In the USA, Canada, as well as Scotland, they have what linguists call a rhotic accent. This basically means that people in these countries always pronounce the letter R, whereas speakers from countries such as England, Australia, and New Zealand all have a non-rhotic accent, which means speakers from these countries tend not to pronounce the R, with the exception of R being at the beginning of a word. Check out these words with a rhotic accent, USA, for example.
Hard. Water. Nicer.
In a nutshell, just pronounce that R if you want to sound more American. And if you want to sound hardcore educated, start saying, I speak with rhoticity, or I have a rhotic accent. People will be impressed. Or maybe they'll be a little weirded out. So, on the other hand, maybe don't actually say this. When it comes to England, Wales, Ireland, but not Scotland, Australia, New Zealand, India, and probably a bunch of other countries, rhotic accents are not really a thing. So, people tend not to pronounce the R. This is how everyone else does it, in UK English, for example.
Hard. Water. Nicer.
So, there you have it, folks. Those are our three main differences for sounding either more British or more American. Oh, and please, for the love of English, I beg you, subscribe to English Reservoir if you like this video.